Hi guys, welcome to our silkscreen portion of the video. I'm going to be using a heavy gel gloss golden medium, and I'm going to silkscreen it onto fabric so that I can use gold leaf, which I will adhere with an iron that I have set to cotton. So I got these really cool gold leaf sheets on Amazon a couple years ago. There's gold, silver, and copper in that box. And I've made a special little board, and I'll be glad to share my ceiling tiles with you guys. I've wrapped some quilt batting around an acoustical tile, and I have added a piece of felt on top of the quilt batting. And this is just a new technique that I'm trying to see if I like. I'm also putting some paper on each side of my silk screen because sometimes when you run the ink through, it can make a mess. I'm going to put a piece of paper between my fabric and my felt so that that golden medium doesn't seep through the fabric. It's kind of a glue, so I don't want it to get all over my felt. I want to be able to use this again. So I'm just laying my fabric down, and the purpose of the board was so that I could pin my fabric in place. I went ahead and taped the silkscreen to the fabric. Just want to keep everything nice and tight. And again, I'm putting my little band-aids on so that in case I make a mess, it doesn't go through to my fabric. I'm going to apply my golden medium here and just put a bead of it up above my silkscreen. Just spread it as best as you can. Then holding my squeegee, I am going to just force that medium through the silkscreen. It doesn't really matter what angle. You really want to press, and you want to have a sure-handedness, and you just want to try to force that medium through the screen. Nice, even pull. And if you, looking at it, if you see that you've missed, you haven't gotten all the medium to go through the silk screen, go back up to the top and just lay it down again and try to pull it through again. Don't go back and forth. Stay directional. Only go from one direction because we don't want this to seep underneath the screen. So you can do it 2 or 3 times if that's necessary to get a good image to transfer onto your fabric. That should do it. Be careful when you pull your screen up. You'd hate to get a ghosting or a double image, so just pull straight up. That's why I only use one piece of tape. And you want to immediately take that screen off and put it in water. So have a tub of water sitting by you to put the screen in water immediately. Like I said, that gel medium is a glue, and it will dry inside your screen, and once it does, you'll never get it out. So same with the paint, same with whatever you're using. The minute you're done with your silk screen, get it in the sink, get it in water, get it washed out. I'm seeing a good image here, so I think it's going to transfer well. You see those little white areas there that looks like, well, they're people dancing in the trees. That's exactly what they are. So I think we've got a good image, and I think we're going to get a good transfer out of this. Here's a small little silk screen that I decided to use a speedball fabric paint and screen it onto an acrylic pour that I had done. I also took an acrylic pour and folded down the top so that I could use it in my spirit flag, and I would have a sleeve to hang it from. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this little silk screen down on top of my acrylic pour, and I'm going to pull some speedball black fabric paint through it. So I just wanted you to see whether it's the golden medium or whether it's a fabric paint or an acrylic paint, the process is the same. You're going to secure your screen, you're going to lay a bead at the top of your silk screen, and then using a squeegee, you're going to pull it through. Same process, regardless of what you're printing with. secure your screen, lay down your ink, cover up the edges, pull it through, pull the paper out, pull the screen off. It's just that easy. Really not hard. Here's a close-up. Came out pretty good considering that acrylic pour was pretty rough and bumpy. So I think it actually kind of came out cute. I may sew it and make a necklace out of it. So I think it's kind of cute. I decided to try a little bit of a thicker screen. So I'm going to silk screen the City of Tampa logo. So I'm just putting down my heavy gloss medium. Going to use my squeegee and push that medium through. I had a little bit of trouble getting it to go through. So I actually ended up having to do it a couple of times. Not a big deal. I'm just going in one direction, offloading my squeegee, pulled it through again, still had another spot down there, and you can almost see it right there in by my index finger. So I tried to just take the palette knife and lay a little bit of it right next to the area that I was having a hard time filling, and then pulled it through again, and voila, I got it that time. Or I thought I did anyway. And this is a nice heavy image, so when I put the gold leafing on there, it's going to turn out really, really nice. Okay, my golden medium is nice and dry, so I'm going to put my gold leaf down on top of the medium. This stuff is very, very fragile. Turn the fans off. Don't have an air conditioner duct right above you. It's going to fly all over the place. If you touch it, try to reposition it, it's going to rip. Whoop, up, there it goes. So it's very, very fragile, and it's somewhat difficult to work with. So try to slip it out of the protective paper onto where you want it. It does come in like a little sleeve. Use a pressing cloth over the top. Have your iron set to a good cotton setting, and you want to press it for about 10 seconds, no more. 10 seconds. Pick up your pressing cloth. Your leaf should be in place. Then you're going to take it outside, trust me, with your squeegee, and you're going to scrape, 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 scrape. And the more you scrape, the more you're going to get to come off. If you've got fine areas, just continue to scrape until you get it all off. Here is the one I did with the tree people. I think this is nice and dry, and I'm going to go ahead and put my leaf down. Same process, fans off, try not to touch it, put a pressing cloth over the top, cotton setting, 10 seconds, take it outside and start scraping. Doesn't matter which direction, you can scrape in all directions. If you have fine areas, you might want to scrape a little more. Make sure you get it all off, give it a good shake, scrape, scrape, scrape. Make sure you're outside. This stuff just gets all over the place, but look how beautiful that is. Here's one more experiment. I wanted to try using a stencil. So the medium is going to be a little thicker, which means it's going to take a little longer to dry, but I really like how it came through. Last experiment of the day, using stencils on acrylic pours. I used the gel medium, pressed it down, took it outside, went to scrape it off, and guess what? Duh, it didn't work. And you know why? Because I was trying to do it to acrylic, and acrylic is glue. So I glued glue to glue. The end.